Hello everyone, welcome to our Year 7 information evening, or what would have been our Year 7 information evening, but we'll do it remotely, and hopefully you guys will find out all about what life at Year 7 in Chertsey High is all about. So if you haven't already got to know me, my name is Mr. Hicks, I'm Head of Year 7 at Chertsey High School. So let's get started straight away. After 6 months we had 180 students join us. They've come from 80 different primary schools, where some students knew a lot of people from primary school or from football clubs around the area, and some people may not have known anyone at all coming in. But they've all joined one big family. And as you can see here, this was our first day. This was the Thursday that our students were in. And you can see them there all together as 180 in our lovely cohort. And they have all taken to secondary school so brilliantly. Myself, Mrs. Munich and the school leadership team have been so impressed. They've come in with great vigour, with great enthusiasm, with great determination and resilience. I'm so proud, and I couldn't have asked for a better start from our wonderful 180 members of our new family. So well done Year 7, you've made a great start, but the challenge is now being able to keep it up. So, I've spoken a lot about what heart is in the materials that I've published for the transition, so I won't spend too long talking about it. But in Year 7, this is what they're going to be working towards. Hard work, excellence, acceptance, resilience and teamwork. I have to say, all of the Year 7s that I've seen so far have been working really hard. They're showing excellence, they're accepting everyone in the school, and they're working really well as a team. But I just wanted to highlight resilience, because after 6 months off, due to the current situation, I have to say I've been really impressed with how Year 7s have come in and just settled straight away. So they've absolutely smashed it, and they're a real credit to everyone at home. So thank you for that, and we look forward to working with them throughout the rest of the year. I'd also like to remind you of our key values at Chertsey High School. So we have our Year 7 values of heart and our key values at Chertsey High School: knowledge, determination and love. I think with these three things and heart, your child will be a real success at Chertsey High School, I have no doubt of that. They need to obviously work really hard in classrooms, they need to be determined, and I think they need to be showing love as well as feeling loved. And I can guarantee you that your children I should say, in Year 7 will be feeling loved, and we love them to bits, we really do. So, Year 7 is a chance for a fresh start. What's beautiful about coming into secondary school is that you can leave primary school behind. There may have been issues with friends, there may have been stresses at primary school. Coming into this brand new secondary school is a great opportunity for them to redevelop themselves, to reinvent themselves. I think it's also a great opportunity to make new friends. Like I said, 179 other students to get to know. I think that's a really wonderful, yet I can understand, daunting time. There's also a chance to make new relationships, and by that I mean in primary school, where it's just one teacher all day, every day, your children will be meeting 5 different teachers a day, and up to sort of 12 or 13 teachers across over the 2 weeks. So they've got a really great opportunity to build some wonderful relationships with adults as well as the other people in their classes. I think secondary school is a really great opportunity for students to develop a new identity. At primary school, a child might just be known as that footballer, that really good footballer. But I think at secondary school, particularly in Chertsey High, it's a real opportunity for them to say, yeah, I'm really good at football, but actually I excel in drama and I'm a great artist in design and technology. So secondary school, particularly at Chertsey High, is a chance for students to really find themselves, find what they like to do, find new passions and hobbies and skills. So I talk about it being a fresh start, and it absolutely is. And we cannot wait to see your children thrive and develop with the opportunities they've got here. It's also the beginning of their careers. Now I know that sounds like a long way away, but before you know it, 5 years will come and they'll be taking their GCSEs and they'll be thinking about college and further education or apprentices and everything like that. At Chertsey High School, we look to foster every student's abilities and skills, and we have honest conversations about careers and further options. So Year 7 is obviously 5 years away from Year 11, but it's the very first step. It's the very first start, because what they do in Year 7 links into what they're doing in Year 8, into Year 9, and then into our GCSEs in Year 10 and 11. So I was thinking about it and I did some calculations. May 2025 is 55 months away, which seems so far, but when you break it down even further than that, it's only 14 terms away. So I know what you're thinking, it's a long time, but those 14 terms will creep away, and they will creep away very quickly. So year 7 is very difficult because we try to get everything ready for GCSEs. We are in no way an exams factory, and I think that's something that can never ever be said of us at Chertsey High School. We like to develop our children, we like for them to become the best possible people they can be, but at the end of it they will be taking exams. So everything that we're doing in year 7 leads up to it. I know there would have been a few questions about clear pencil cases and clear water bottles. That's part of the GCSE requirements, that when they go into the exams they have those ready. So everything that we're doing is building up towards GCSE success. And a phrase that I like to think about, and I often say to students in year 10 and 11, and I say it to students in year 7 as well, that you don't run a marathon without training for it. You can't turn up on the day, run 26.2 miles and do it in a great time. It's impossible. It's absolutely impossible. So everything that our year 7s are doing, everything that your children are doing, is aiming, it's gearing up for that marathon in 5 years' time. So that's what year 7 is. It's a chance to have a fresh new start and a new beginning, and to develop loads of wonderful skills and hobbies and talents. But I just also wanted to explain what year 7 is not. Year 7 will not be easy. I remember my first day of year 7 being absolutely petrified at getting detentions, not making friends, finding the work too difficult. And at some point, your child will probably have felt like that, or will feel like that. And I think it's really important for you as parents to understand that one day they might have a really great day and it might be perfect, and then the next day it might be really wobbly and they might have had a really difficult day at school. That's perfectly normal, particularly in the first sort of 6 weeks of this half term. So please just support your child, listen to your child. If there are any concerns, let me know, but we need to understand that year 7 certainly is not easy, particularly at the start. Year 7 will not be smooth sailing. What works in the first term might be different in the second term. There's loads of different challenges coming up, there's loads of different pieces of hard work, and particularly as we get further into the year with homework, and I'll talk more about homework shortly, but it will not be smooth sailing. What we've got to do is we've got to work together to ensure that we can overcome any issues. At Chertsey High School, we like to develop our children's sense of independence and responsibility. And I think one of the biggest differences between life in secondary school and life in primary school is that if a student gets a detention, they have to learn from it. It's their mistakes that they've made, it's something that they need to work on, and it's really important as parents at home to support the school. Now that means if there's an issue, you speak to myself or the tutor or the teacher and not go to Mrs. Munich. It's really likely that your child will get a detention, and it's really important that you support the school with that. We see it as a learning opportunity to bounce back from mistakes and to become a better, well-rounded and sometimes more organised person. So secondary school is tough, and the sort of transition comes quick and fast, but we need your support on this as well to ensure that your child knows the expectations. It's not lockdown. So year 7 is not lockdown. We are back in school full-time for 5 days a week for 5 lessons. Everything that happens at school is for the best for your child. They will be working solidly for an hour for 5 hours a day. I know that's going to be a real stress and a real challenge for some students who were really comfortable working at home and now might be feeling a bit anxious trying to catch up and keep up in secondary school. But the work that is being done at school is really important. The homework that is being set is really important, and it needs to be done to the best of your child's ability. So I'd like just to spend a few moments just talking about study techniques and giving you a few hints and tips to make sure that your child succeeds and becomes the best person they possibly can be at Chertsey High School. So first of all, for students in year 7 to have a successful study techniques, they will need to have a quiet space to do the work in. They will need to have a duplicate of equipment where possible, so time isn't wasted looking for lost items. They would need to have a room or an environment that has no TV, no radios, no computers, no phone, no Snapchat, no Instagram, no TikTok. They need to be in a professional-like environment where they can work as hard as they can. I would also recommend having a specific time for students, for your children, to complete homework in. For me personally, I think a good solution would be coming home as soon as they're home, getting their books out, getting the homework done as soon as it's been set. So if there are any issues, they can speak to myself, the class teacher, or their tutor. I think it's really good to have boundaries. I think it's really good to stick to a consistent working pattern. So find one that works for you. 4 to 6 is just my suggestion, but find something that works for you and stick at it. This last point here, consider how they retain information. This may take some trial and error. So everything at primary school would have been very easy, very organised and very set out for them. Like I've already said, at secondary school we like to build independence. So if your child prefers to make, for example, when they're doing some revision, some mind maps or some lists or some flashcards, that's fine, let's encourage that. But it's also really important to be flexible and find solutions to problems if they're not working. Here's 2 desks. I think we obviously know straight away which one is best for working really hard at home. I obviously would say it's the one on the right here. If you have a situation like that or an environment like that, I think that's going to be the best possible way for your child to make the most of their home education. At Chertsey High, and something that I've always said myself, is that we want to develop your child and we want them to become the best possible person possible. And I think Chertsey High is a really good place for your child to be. The facilities and the options and the extracurricular activities we offer, I believe, are second to none in Surrey. So when we talk about becoming the best possible person, your child should be encouraged. It is compulsory for your child to attend an extracurricular club. I think it's a really good opportunity to learn new skills, make new friends, and really to have a hobby that's going to see them through for the rest of their life. In order to be a success, they should be able to find something that they are passionate about. We've got so many things here, from football and netball to drama club to photography to dance. There is something for everyone, and I would encourage your child to look at the extracurricular sign up in the PE corridor. They need to make the most of not having to make any big choices this year. There's no GCSEs on the horizons. This is their opportunity to go and try something new. I think it's a really good time because they will never have as much free time. I know there's lots of homework, but this is a really good opportunity for them to try something, try it a few times, and if they don't like it, to try something else. And like I've already said, it's really important that your child attends one extracurricular activity. That could be at after school or lunchtimes. Education is not just down to the student or your child. As you can see, we all need to work together to ensure that your child gets the best education, gets the best deal from us, and makes the most of their time at secondary school. Education is not just about the student. Obviously they play a big part in it, and they are working hard in class, they're working hard at home, and they're doing all the right things that the school is asking of them. But ourselves as a school and as you as parents need to work together. I said in our transition videos that there may be opportunities or there may be times at school where you don't always agree with what we've said or a decision that we've made. I would again encourage you, and I would really welcome your support in the school in backing any of the school's decisions. We as a school, we will provide high-class quality education and provide world-class facilities for your child to become the best possible person. Your child needs to meet us halfway and do all of the things that we're asking them. You as parents need to support us in whatever decision that we make in your child's education. We have the best interests for your child at heart, and we will make sure that everything that we do is aimed for the best possible outcome for them. Your support in any decision will be greatly appreciated. If there are times that yourselves and us as a school body disagree over anything, it's really important that we present as a united front so that your child is having the most consistent possible expectations placed upon them. Finally, before we wrap up, I would like to make you very aware of 2 really important and essential apps and websites for you as parents at home. Show My Homework is where all of your child's homework will be set. And you have an app, or the opportunity to download an app. You yourselves have a login, so you can see what homework is due and for when. I would suggest if you haven't already downloaded that app, it's the first thing that you do after watching this video. It's really important for us and for you to support your child's education. Secondly, on the left there is Arbor. Arbor is our MIS school reporting system, and this is where you can get important information about the day-to-day attendance and any other messages that you might need to hear. If you haven't already logged into Arbor, please make sure that you do so. If for whatever reason you've forgotten or you haven't received Show My Homework logins or your Arbor login, please email myself and I will do the best I can to help you to resolve that situation as soon as possible. I'd also like to point this out to you as well. Your children, I should say, have been given a diary. The diary is school property, and we can ask parents and students to pay for a new one if it's graffitied or damaged in any way. I'd like to show you a really good example of what a planner looks like. Now, I know that all the homework is being set on Show My Homework, but your child still needs to write in as much detail as they possibly can in case Show My Homework, for whatever reason, goes down or fails, or they've forgotten their login. So rather than just writing, you can see this child here has not just written see Show My Homework, they've said print pictures and annotate the bottle. They need to make sure that their diary looks like this. You can also see down here that their parent has signed the diary. That is us. That is for us to know that you've seen and read any notes or good notes or bad notes that have gone into that diary. I'm going to send out a list of key dates. I won't read them all to you now, but just please be aware of our school dates, and I will email them to you directly. Please follow us on Twitter. I've recently gone into the world of Twitter and have made a Year 7 at Chertsey High School account. For whatever reason, it's at 712. Twitter just gave me that. I'm not really sure how to learn it, how to work it, but I'm learning. Please, if you've got any questions, don't ask the Twitter account because it's not regularly checked. It's checked every week. But if there's anything urgent or pressing, you can email myself at hicksj@Chertsey High School. But I'd also like to remind you that your child's tutor is the first port of call unless there's an urgent inquiry that I need to deal with. Thank you so much for listening and watching. I'd like to remind you that I've not really gone through expectations, haircut or equipment, because if you look on the school website under the transition section, you will find previous material and videos that we've posted there. Thank you very much for your support, and I look forward to working with you over the next year.